Hello, Steve Arts A9. Well, I have another original G1 Transformer to reopen and reissue. Not official, but pretty good. Although this one has been, it's a bit misaligned. You can see that's not lined up on the front and back. And the original that they've scanned has a crease in it. I would have thought they could have replaced that with the original artwork or something. So that's a little bit disappointing, I think. Yeah, there's a slightly better version of it there. Printing's a little better. I think that's an official release. But yeah, I ummed and ahed about Inferno and my son's figure because they didn't show their age as badly as some of the others like Wheeljack and Prowl and Jazz, who were originally white and were all now brown. But his ladder was brown and it kind of drove me nuts. And also I didn't have his original box art or anything, so yeah. And aside from being a little bit dull on the back and not a great scan of the back, the front looks good. The overall packaging is good, except for the misalignment. The Sunstreaker one was actually bent a little bit on there, for real, but nothing's perfect. Okay. I think you're supposed to open it from this end. No. I know the original instruction booklet was, I hate these ones. I love the original first lot of G1 ones. They were beautiful with the photography and the art on the cover. These ones that are just line drawings, I never liked them. And yeah, I still have mine. So it's got the rub sign and the other stickers and the red cellophane for the stats and everything. And I think I still have the original. Yeah, I do. Not out of the sleeve. So this is from the 1991 re-release. They made very few changes. You can see the text, the logo's different. Of course. And it's the Classic Heroes series, I guess. But yeah, the diagrams are all pretty much the same. Although it looks like it didn't have the text specs decoder. This is the one that's in the best condition, of course, because the one I liked the least. They all were sitting together and water got on them without me knowing, and by the time I discovered they'd partially dried and they all tore and they were destroyed. And yep, so I really don't like these ones. I don't care if I have them or not. Okay, so he's got his 3 chrome missiles, his 2 fists, he's white, whatever they are on the side of his head. Mine were yellowed on one side and white on the other. Actually, that's pretty much yellow on both sides. So the main thing that showed, of course, was his ladder. Now, maybe I can just cut this. No, I'm just going to tear it. Nah, it'll show. I didn't really realise it was darker. The other ones were white, so I didn't think it would show if I cut them. Oh, I can pop them out the back. Can see. I think I'll just cut them. So I didn't realise this one was going to be this complicated. Because I'm thinking of keeping the original ones in the back. So much hassle. Why couldn't it just come off lightly? Not great, but it seals without too much of a sign has been opened. I don't know if I'm going to keep them in the boxes or anything. I'm just going to put the originals in them for now because I don't have a lot of space. But yes, you can see the difference in the colour, especially on the other side. It's basically brown. Okay, so let's see how it transforms. They've all been pretty good so far. A couple tight joints, and partly is just, I think that's just, I'm just not used to them being tight because they've been so loose, my originals, after all these years. Because most of mine were bought, a bunch of mine were bought in the 1990s from the 1991 line, and the rest were bought from people that I knew. So some of them were the original vintage ones. Some of them hadn't really been played with much, and others really had. So, get my fist. And I guess torpedo. These little white things. And his gun. Why won't you go in? Okay. I have noticed the missiles shoot out a lot easier than your ones. And this one also, his hose was yellow and brown. You can see the difference there. But the rest of, I mean, his stickers actually are pretty worn. I don't know. I didn't think these were in such bad condition until I really had a look at them. And then I'm like, you know, they are, how old are they, 91? They're 32 years old. Yeah. It's funny when your reissues are vintage. So that's my original. And aside from the chrome being rubbed off and his stickers being a bit rubbed, he was okay except for the yellowing. I was nearly considering if I could find an old busted up one, just replace the ladder, but that looks really difficult. It looked like it would just break. I'm glad I got him. I'm glad I got the packaging, but yeah, the instructions, I hate those line drawing ones. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Glad I got him. I'm gonna go. Oh, also his knees were missing. I don't know what happened to them. I thought, like I said, these are in really good condition until I actually looked at them. They've been sitting in boxes for years. I think they deteriorated a bit on their own, but they probably weren't in as good a condition as I thought before that. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you collect these guys? I'm glad they're around. I've got a few more to get. Bye. Now, I don't have the original Inferno packaging, or even his reissue packaging, but this is the style that they did in 1991. It was called the Classic Heroes series. And for some reason it had Micro Masters on the back, but yeah, so my original Inferno came in this style packaging. And in case anyone's interested, the torpedoes in this one, the plastic underneath is actually red instead of black like the original. So just thought I'd mention that. Actually, just before I go, that's what happens to the torpedoes. They all eventually, the chrome wears off and they end up being whatever colour the plastic is underneath. And often they get loose and they fire out, and I find I have to wrap sticky tape around them so they actually go in and stay in. Otherwise they just pop out. Although the new ones, and you do that with the fist as well, and the new ones seem to pop out easily as well. Not because they're old and worn, just because they're loose apparently. Really? I thought they were going there. Oh, I was using that for Trailbreaker. I guess it's not as loose. Okay. Well, bye.